Howdy, friends and family. I'm sure there's maybe 6 of you that are going to see this, but it's okay. Get through this stuff real fast. I lost one of my starts over here. Don't know why, unless it just needs more sunlight than it's getting. These other starts are doing okay. They're catching up. This experiment I'm doing over here, I have no idea. Because it's all competing for the same stuff, but there's plenty of soil in there, and I'm feeding and watering it all the time. It was just an experiment. Rosemary's doing great. Lavender does not like it in here, but it got down into the 30s last night, so some of that may be just not liking cold weather. But it didn't seem to bother my tomato seed starts and the spinach that's in the first 4 seed pods up there. Okay, moving on. These strawberries are not doing anything. As a matter of fact, that one is dying. That one is dying. These two are, there is a strawberry, and there was a few strawberries down here, and it looks like it's trying to put on more fruit. They're just not doing anything, and I don't know what to attribute it to. They're getting about as much sun as anything else. This path right here gets as much morning sun and early afternoon sun as this and this. So, I don't know. Moving on. I added the Mittleider weekly feed for the last couple of weeks. And my Swiss chard and lettuce did not like it. They reacted pretty bad. These 2 plants right here, the 2 really huge ones, are the ones that get the most sun. And the 2 lettuce plants down at the end, the first one is just about dead. That one right in the center of the screen has still got 6 or 7 leaves that are doing okay. The rest of them have either completely laid over or I've cut them off trying to save the plant. I have another Italian pole bean that's coming up. There were 2 right there in the center of the screen, and then there's another one that just come up in this last week. That's been interesting. It's probably too late in the season for them, but we'll try anyway. Pomegranate continues to grow. Gardenia keeps getting cold and hot, and this thing doesn't know what to do. It does not like the cold. But I mean, it's putting all kinds of new stuff out, and it's fixing to bloom. But it does not know what to do with this weather. Potatoes are doing great. I've been babying these tomato plants, moving them when it gets too cold, or we had a really bad windstorm the other day, and I moved these. Eggplant, lemon basil, more tomatoes. The patio tomatoes, I finally got one that's going to be ripe here in probably another 3 days maybe. Another tomato that's got a bunch on here. My sour orange tree, which is still just continuously blossoming and putting on fruit. The page mandarin, which has already got small fruit on it. The cara, or pink navel orange, it's got fruit on it. Here's the first lettuce plant I was talking about. There's the second one. And this chard plant and this pepper plant got about the same amount of food as these 2. And this chard plant is doing good. That pepper plant's doing good, except for the cold that got the top leaves and blossoms, but it's still got fruit hanging on it. Let me see, where was almond tree, fig tree, eggplant, fig tree, pepper plant, and I'm really proud of this, although I didn't do anything. I don't know why I'm proud of it. My apple tree has got apples on it. This is the Anna, which I'm sure people that have Annas will recognize the fruit and leaves. And this is the Dorset, and it's got fruit on it. It's got a couple of nice fruit on it. I may take a couple of these off and a couple of these off. So not bad. This is my new fig tree that's a pollinator for these other two. This is the Sun Gold heirloom tomato, and this is the plum, Italian plum heirloom tomato plant. They're both doing pretty well. My plum tree, which had blooms all over it, got thrashed in this last storm, and I even took it in totally underneath my porch. I don't know if they had bloomed long enough to be pollinated, or if the wind and the cold have messed them up beyond them being able to make fruit or set fruit. Make fruit. I'm an idiot. Okay, that's that. These are my new seed starts, which I don't have any room for. This row right here is all lettuce. This row right here is all spinach. The lettuce came up, sprouted in just 2 or 3 days maybe. And the spinach is a lot dicier. I'm beginning to wonder if the seeds that I got were over a year old, maybe 2 years old, because a lot of this didn't sprout at all, didn't even come out of the ground. Okay, my 2 carrot plants, the remaining survivors, and I think they've made it past anything hurting them now, besides me. This is one of the Parks Whopper tomato plants, and they've got tomatoes all over them. They do not care about the cold. So far, they don't care about the heat, although it's not gotten super hot here yet. But they're doing very well. They require a ton of water, though, and I'll explain more about that in a second. My onions, after 2 weeks of the Mittleider gardening weekly feed, seem to have caught on a little bit better. This is the Tabasco pepper plant that I talked about in the last video. This is and I'll explain more about this later, but this is a torn part of one of my other Parks Whopper tomatoes that I'm going to see if I can get to root off of this long. The actual branch goes way back over here, so I'm trying to get this to root from this, what amounts to a cutting, but it wasn't a cutting. Like I said, I'll explain in a minute. I don't know if it's going to do anything. It may not have time to do anything. Strawberries. Trying to put on fruit. I just think they're getting confused by the weather. Another one of my heirloom tomatoes. I can't remember this variety offhand, but it's putting on a lot of blossoms. I haven't seen very many fruit yet. It does have a few. If you can see that, it does have a few. They're just small. My peppers, these are doing great, as you can see. These were tomato starts that I did inside the house, and we had a huge thunderstorm. Not only thunderstorm, but hailstorm. And these were sitting in about 4 inches of water this morning. So I don't know what to think about them. My two little lemon trees, the lantana. Now look at this. This blows me away. This lettuce plant was trashed when I transplanted it into here. I didn't think this would do anything. And it's got the strangest growth. I had to whack it back quite a bit because it had aphids all over it. So many aphids on these outer leaves that I just cut them off. And it has it's doing okay. I mean, that's actually a really pretty group of lettuce leaves right there. I would eat that. The lantana took a massive fall and was all over the place over here. I don't know what it's going to do. It's going to seed. I know that. There's a bunch of it going to seed. If you can see these pods. Oh, here's one that's open. That's what they look like. I think that's it over here. Now, let me come back to this one. This is that Park Swapper that has a lot of tomatoes on it right now. And this thing is a miracle because that was all right here, which that's 3 feet of dirt and mulch, and the whole thing, the wind, it was sitting right here, and the wind came through here and knocked it off when I wasn't home. And when I came home, the entire thing was splayed out on the ground, and the root ball for this thing is the size of that entire container. The entire thing is roots, and it was one big piece of soil minus the mulch on top. And I picked it up and put it back in there, watered it down, and then staked it. Again, there was already a small stake in it, but I put a bigger stake up and watered it really good, and it's acting like nothing ever happened to it. So I'm very, very happy about that. I can't think of anything else over here. This peach tree, the La Feliciana, hasn't done anything. I'm beginning to think that it may just be dead, and the rest of the tree hasn't figured it out yet. Okay, moving on. We covered this. This is going to be pretty cool. Okay, so I did the Mittleider weekly feed on here, and within 2 weeks, these things went from spindly nothings to actually putting on probably double the size and girth of the shoots, and probably another inch and a half of growth in the length. Same thing over here. These potatoes, now potatoes for me have always grown well. I don't know what I'm doing right or wrong, but I've never had a problem with tomatoes. But I did the weekly feed with this stuff. That's the blackberry that I had to cut all the way back, virtually down to the ground, and it is doing great. This red raspberry plant is doing okay. I've had some of this brown yellow stuff kind of happen at the ends, just on this one particular branch of the vine. I look on the bottom of the leaf and there's nothing there, so I don't think this is a bug. Anyway, that's the only thing that doesn't look like it's benefiting from this feed. These potato plants and onions immediately within a week perked up, and look at these. I mean, go back and look at my video from 2 weeks ago, I mean, that's something. I cleared out a spot here and planted the remaining spinach seeds that I had here, and within the last week, probably 10 or 12 plants have sprouted. I'm just going to ignore them. I'll water them if they need water, but I'm not going to go to bat for them very much. This is almost my community garden over here. That's the way I'm kind of looking at it. Because this could all disappear tomorrow and I couldn't really do anything about it. So, but I think that's pretty remarkable, the growth of these onions with the Mittleider weekly feeding stuff, which if anybody wants to know, I used probably a little over 20 pounds of 13, 13, 13, 3 pounds of Epsom salt, and then the small package of trace minerals. That's what I'm using, and I'm using it on everything. I'm probably using less than what it actually tells me to do, because I don't know how to measure for some of these containers, especially the small containers. The larger ones, the ones that I have these trees in, I know I can do somewhat close to a square foot garden kind of measurement, but I'm just being cautious, especially after seeing what happened to these lettuce plants and these chard plants, Swiss chard. So that's it. That's the update for this week. Like I said before, I'll probably keep saying it. Do what you can with what you got, and that's what we got to do. Don't know what the future for our country, our economy is going to hold. So learn how to do this stuff while it's not completely necessary, while it's still your choice. Learn how to do some of this stuff. Learn how to grow some stuff that doesn't take very long to grow, that your whole family will eat, or that you'll eat if you're by yourself. Do it in things that you can either protect away from a bunch of different people, or plant in containers so that if you need to move, you can put this in the back of a truck and throw a bed sheet over the top of it to protect it from wind or cold or something, and then and move it with you. I hate to sound like a paranoid schizophrenic, but I think we're in for some bad stuff here. Maybe in the next year, maybe in the next 3 or 4 years, but I just don't see how we can, as a government, keep doing stuff that we're doing, or allow stuff to happen that we're allowing to happen. Reckless spending of money that we haven't even earned yet, that we haven't paid taxes on. It's just ridiculous. So do what you can with what you got. Learn how to do a few things really well that will sustain you, and get good at it. Teach some other people. Teach your kids how to do it, or teach your neighborhood kids how to do it, because they may be doing this stuff for real, not just for fun. Okay, enough of the sermon. Y'all have a good one. We'll see you.